Uh-oh.
Are you yelling at him again?
Go on my phone.
Do you remember that? Like, his phone is a Samsung. You know how Samsung.
No call.
No coughing?
Yes.
Is your little friend?
Are we live yet?
We are live.
Come on.
Oh.
What's up, guys?
Are we coming in?
No, hold on. Where's the that's wet.
Where's the ooh?
That's wet.
Coming live from Scarefest.
Downtown Lexington, Kentucky.
Scarefest.
Watching you.
Scarefest 12.
Good times. That's one of my favorite events.
XII.
Are you live for real?
Yeah, I'm live.
Go through
I don't have anybody on.
Do you?
Oh yeah, Shasta just joined us.
Hey,
Shasta,
Shasta!
I just heard that you're not going to be here.
Yes.
I don't think that's very cool
Yes.
because you just told me the other day you were going to be here. Now you ain't going to be here. But I guess we'll see you
Hey, Shasta.
in 2020.
2020.
Oh, Bella says hi. Yeah,
Bella?
Hold on,
What's up,
hold
Bella?
on.
a little bit hello.
I'm sending messages.
All right, Paranormal Freaks, no music tonight, nothing. We are live downtown Lexington, Kentucky, in the beautiful Hyatt. And I'm not on screen. You can see me in
Come on
the
in, bro.
background.
Come on in, bro.
No, bro, it's all about you guys. Yeah, come on,
Wave
bro.
at the camera. Say
All
hi.
right, I'll send my
This
phone.
guy.
Hey, guys, what's going on?
There he
My
is.
buddy Shane.
I'll prop my leg up like I'm,
What's up,
There
Chris?
you go.
My brother.
It's my brother Chris. He's on there. We're
I am
going
on
to be talking about Scarefest and the guys in the big rematch between the Ghost Brothers.
Oh,
Man,
Yeah,
We got him.
it was a lot of fun.
last year.
I think the hype up to it was probably more fun. Everybody, that little pre-boxing match kind of games were going back and forth, but it's a good time. It's like, we split into a couple groups. They do their thing, we do our thing. Everybody has their different ghost hunting tactics, but it was just a good time for everybody.
Well, we work well together. We all like to have a good time. The Ghost Brothers are the same way.
yeah, real cool.
We mesh very well together. We
Yeah.
take what we do seriously. We don't take ourselves that way.
Oh,
Well, good. They can hear us.
Oh, dear.
Hey, we got background noise from the Sheesh. What's up, Sheesh? Sheesh in the house.
yeah.
Oh.
Ghost Brothers, man, they're real cool guys, but they're still in for the fight of their life.
Oh,
What's up,
Yeah.
Peggy?
Hey, son.
Peggy, what it is?
We'll see you in December, girl.
Yes,
Peggy.
amongst other dates.
We didn't do any music. We didn't do any interview or introductions or anything. We just went straight to it, guys.
We special.
Well, we special. I'm giving you 100% TWC right here.
Well, here's the thing. They're doing so much construction right now around the convention center. It took us a while to park. So we barely got in here on time for the podcast.
Then he tells us 16th floor. We finally find. I'm looking at the screen here, but it's,
Yeah.
Camera.
I'm like, we finally find
Not right there.
the elevator, and it only goes down. And I'm like, so I'm texting him like, this thing only goes down, and we can't go up. So we're finally here.
Of course, then you got me freaking out on the road because I never drive through the city. So I'm like, where do we go?
Brandon's behind the wheel.
Yeah.
We got to give him a little practice. A lot of times
Yeah.
we drive when we're on the road to different places. So we're kind of breaking him in very slow.
Yeah, it can get a little freaky
Very
sometimes.
slow in the high construction
Yeah.
area. Downtown.
Well, hey, it's
Like
not
we do.
interstate because you say you don't like the interstate. So
You-
we're breaking him in with
Hey,
construction.
Just as long as it's not
You guys
Atlanta
did-
or New York.
Yeah, exactly. You all didn't get threatened to get your cars towed or anything while you was down there, did you?
No.
I did.
Now,
All right, we got Elizabeth, Peggy, Lisa, Shisha,
Shisha.
Sarah. Hello,
What's up,
Sarah.
guys?
Sarah.
You're Sarah?
No, I'm not Sarah.
No, I mean you're Sarah.
Yeah, my Sarah.
Okay, what's
What's
up,
up,
Sarah?
What's
up, Sarah?
Long time no see. I think it was Moon River the last time I saw Sarah. Right?
Really?
yeah, I think it was
I think so.
the bus trip.
Yeah, it was. It was. It was.
That was it.
Guys, if you all have any questions, please ask as soon in any which way possible because it automatically pops up. There's my buddy Chris. What's up, Chris?
Hey, how you
Talking
doing?
to Peggy.
This is my buddy Chris.
Hey, if you're watching, share this on your page right now if you haven't already.
Yeah, go share it.
Blast it around because everybody we'll see all these questions the next day, and it's like, but it's nice to see it now.
Australia.
Australia.
Oh, hello.
What's up, Brian
What's
Cook?
up, Brian Cook?
Love to go to Australia sometime.
Maybe one.
That
day.
would be fun. I've got a lot of people on there from Australia that they post a lot of things, guys. That might be a spot.
Well, we
for
get a
you.
lot from Australia. I mean, Europe in general, but Brazil. There's a lot of people in Brazil that are big fans of the show.
Paranormal post-mortem. There's Ashley.
Ashley.
Ashley. Hello, Wendy.
See you tomorrow.
From Toledo, Ohio.
Talito.
Misty Pearl from Wilmington, North Carolina.
Missy.
Ask her where she was at the battleship.
Yeah.
Where was he at?
Yeah, we were there just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a couple
What's
weeks.
in the? It went away.
Agenda. What's on the agenda tonight?
Tonight?
Ryan Nelson's on.
What's up, Ryan?
Ryan.
We miss you, bro.
Yeah, brother.
Thanks, Paranormal Worldwide.
But I'll see you next month.
Ryan, you will?
Yeah, I'll see Ryan next month.
I won't.
Oh, hi, Kara. That's my other daughter. Father. Hey, guys, check it out. Last year we had a blast with TWC and Ghost Brothers as we were investigating the employment solutions.
Yeah.
It was one of those places where you actually thought you was going to go into and there wasn't going to be anything, but man, we got really surprised.
Yeah.
Well, Sibley Mill was like that for me, and it's one of the places where I've had one of my most awesome visual experiences. You know, I even remember, when the production people mentioned this place called Sibley Mill. For some reason, I was like, I'm not really sure this place is going to deliver any activity for us. And I was wrong. That's where I saw the big blue light that was like that quick.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a blue ball of light. So
you still talk about that more than anything when it comes to Brandon's biggest paranormal experience. I mean, that's what I hear the most out of him.
It was so strange. It's like everything I've seen visually, like I've seen looks like shadows, little lights. All those things could be possibly explained by something. That blue ball of light, I have no explanation for. I just can't think of one.
Now, don't quote me on this, but I did hear from somebody that when you see a blue ball of light, it is actually a soul passing over.
Really?
Now, don't quote me on it, but this is what I was told.
Well, hey, man, this is all, speculation anyway.
I agree.
Everything we do. But, I mean, that's a, good theory. Everything we do is theoretical, folks. I mean, this whole paranormal realm we work in, we don't have any answers. There are no facts. This is all opinions and theoretical things. And, we all just kind of work together and share our evidence and our findings and our opinions and our belief system. And then, hopefully one day we'll all be able to come forth with some sort of hardcore evidence.
That's the thing. We're all in this together, man. That's what I'm all about. It's like, there shouldn't be any big eyes, little U's, like our grandfather used to say. We all meet on the level.
Yeah.
And I think we should all try to work together to come up with answers,
I agree with you 100%.
I think it's like united we stand, divided we fall.
Right. I mean, that's what's going to be awesome this weekend with the Ghost Brothers. It's good because it's like we connect so much, and it's like they have their show, we have our show. They do their thing, we do ours. But I mean, in the big picture of it all, we're doing the same thing. There's zero competition with us. It's like we got nothing but love for them.
Oh, yeah.
I think they feel the same way. Hopefully, it is.
Just
I'm talking to
this
our
both
hosts,
brothers.
baby. But, no, they're just awesome dudes, and it's like we connect. So I think this week I'm really looking forward. I mean, it was awesome last year when we did it, but I think we've just become closer with them
Right.
over this past year, doing different events with them, talking with them outside of paranormal, and they're just down to earth, good dudes, and it's like it's going to be an awesome.
So, do you think we might get a karaoke in there somewhere or something? Yeah, everybody wants that karaoke.
The hardest part about doing a karaoke with Ghost Brothers is trying to find something that we both know. We come from so many different, genres of music. It's like, we're like, all right, well, what about this? And they're like, I don't even know what that is. And then the same thing, in the opposite direction. It's
And
like,
then Jawan actually called out a few weeks ago when we were in Michigan. He calls up Aerosmith. Don't want to miss a thing. He can sing it. We can't.
Yeah.
We lost our voice trying to sing.
it happens.
Let's see, Janice. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I'm sorry, guys. But there you go. Janice right. It will never happen. Finding the total truth because the spirits don't want anyone to know.
Never say never.
Yeah, don't ever see.
Well,
And there's Julio! Julio!
Well, it's My belief is, of course, we may never figure it all out. I believe we won't figure it all out until we meet the big man, but it's not going to stop me from trying.
It's a good point.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. Speaking of that, do you think there is a certain law on that side that keeps them from actually telling us what we should do to be able to find out?
I've wondered, and it makes me think about. I've had so many thoughts about, like, why is the other side, invisible to so many people? What if there's a purpose behind it? And it makes me think, what if the big man kind of doesn't want us to know some things, and you can't fight the big man when he wants something, it's like, so it's one of those things I kind of struggle with a little bit, but, all I can do is just try my best to find out whatever I can in this field, and hopefully, it'll. My goal is to find out the truth too.
Right.
We're out to find the truth. I'm very careful about being deceived because there's a lot of falsehoods out there, a lot of false, I hate to say false beliefs, but my goal is to find out the truth. What's the truth?
I agree with you.
The biggest thing you can be, or the most important thing you can be whenever you're a paranormal investigator, is skeptical.
Yeah.
I think a heavy amount of skepticism is very healthy when you're doing this, but don't be so skeptical that you throw everything out. Keep an open mind. There's a fine line in between there. Shane's showing us his
Carbon burn.
But yeah, you got to be, don't believe everything you see in here, but also, don't, be too skeptical. So
Right.
It's a fine line.
We always say there's zero facts in this field. There's no experts in this field. It's all theory.
Yep.
And I believe that it's all on your faith, on your personal, everybody's individual belief system. So, we can both be Christians. We can all be Christians in this room. You can read, let's just go on that for a second. You can read a passage, you can read some scripture, and you get this from it. I read that same scripture and get that from it.
Right.
That's God's way of talking to you. That's God's way of talking to me. You get apples, I get oranges. Neither one of us is right. Neither one of us is wrong. That's your belief. That's what you see. How many times have we all been on any kind of investigation, ghost hunt, whatever it is? You can be right next to somebody you see, feel, hear something, and I don't. Does that mean it's not there? Does that mean it's like there's just so much out there, but I believe it's your own openness, your own faith, your own belief system. So, again, I believe we're never going to know the full truth because of that, everybody has different belief systems, different faith. I don't want to say levels, because you're a believer, you're not. But some people are just more open to certain things.
Well,
and it's like sometimes you see, witness something, and I don't.
I agree with you 100%. But there was there was another word, a theory thing, that there are certain levels of death. Mm-hmm. And I've heard, I get into this stuff, and there's like 22 levels or something like that of death.
Wow.
So I'm just wondering, when we go into these places to investigate, which level do we connect with?
Yeah.
See, now on that, you can go, wow, that's an awesome theory. You read into it. You just kind of learn about something. Right. Somebody can sit there and go, no, it's not. How do you know?
Exactly.
It's like we don't know. And
well, it's the same way as if somebody says yes, it is. How do you know? Either way, it's like on the borderline.
Well, my thing is, and this goes with everything in my life. I'm like very black and white. It's like my opinions are based on, you have truth and you have lies, and I have strong personal beliefs, and I struggle with gray areas. It's like kind of like what you were saying. It's like one person sees it, one person doesn't. Is it real? Is it there? Is it not? Maybe that person is just more sensitive, but they're aware of more truth than the other person. I don't know if that makes sense. So should everyone be more open?
Well, that's the thing right there. You're putting up, you're thinking, well, I'll throw one in there. It's Shay Smith, where she can see a lot more than we can see, and it's like, she can teach people, but my mind, she's tried to help me, but my mind goes 1,000 miles an hour. And I think that's what keeps us different from the people that can slow their minds and say, okay, I'm slowing my mind and I'm meditating or whatever you want to do, and you're able to see this stuff.
Which my issue is I have a lot of anxiety issues, and my mind is just it's
Right.
like a washing machine. I've talked to people sometimes, and they've I've had conversations, and it's like my mind just won't slow down and just be quiet, be calm.
Runs in the family.
And I'm trying to figure everything out, and there's just no way, So it's
And
kind of
it's funny because it's like you're saying that, and it's like we're both believers, but it's like I feel we're not meant to know. And there's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with seeking it out. There's nothing wrong with the thrill of it, And it's like I don't think we're ever gonna know until we go.
It's our time,
and we meet God, and then we can say, hey man, what was all that about? But
Right.
it's like until then, I don't think we can fathom the thought of what this whole thing is.
I agree with you 100%, man, because you can get so close, but are you actually getting real close?
Yeah, or you think you are.
Or yeah, exactly.
What if you're based on an experiment and you think you figured out something that's actually the wrong?
Well, I mean, how many people we hear people's stories all the time. I got an EVP that said this, and it's like you don't believe a living person that tells you something. I don't believe that guy. I don't even know him. Why would I believe him? You're gonna believe something you don't see because an EVP told you, or you hear it. Yes, I told you he was there. And it's like, how do you? It's like you don't believe your friend, but you're gonna believe something you don't see because you heard it on your recorder.
Well, it's like some people come up with these EVPs that they want you to listen to, and they'll play it, and then you just you're like, let's see it again.
Yeah.
You play it again. I'm not hearing it. What are you hearing? I'm like, it's right there. It's saying supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, the human.
I don't hear that.
The human mind's so funny. Have you? I know some people out there have heard of the Yanny Laurel experiment.
What'd you call that?
What is it?
Well, it's where they play a sound, a word.
Okay.
People hear different things from that.
Oh,
word.
okay.
It's the same way with EVPs. I can't tell you how many times I've gone over EVPs for hours, a long time over and over. And it's like I figured out what it said. And let's just say I kind of stop, go to bed, wake up the next morning, and I start going over evidence again, and I start where I left off. The EVP saying something different. Yeah. It's like, what's
we
going
talk about
on?
it a lot too. You ever have it where it's like you can play it, and it's like, whoa, play it again, whoa, listen to this, man, whoa. Then you go back and meet other people. A couple hours later, you play it, and it's not there.
Yes, I've had that.
And it's like, whoa, it's like,
well, even in investigation, when we're playing it right back, you hear it the first time maybe, and you're like, oh, did you guys hear that? And then you play it again, and it's gone. Yeah. And it's like, well, maybe I didn't hear. I mean, you really gotta listen, and you gotta try to, listen to it a couple of times, get a couple of different opinions to see, what's really on the
I agree. That's the thing. I'll bring up an example. Me and Brandon one time, we was in a motel down in Louisville, Kentucky, and I had my shirt pulled just like that. Yeah. You remember? You said, get the EVP out, record it real quick. I went and I recorded, and I said, did you pull on my shirt? And of course, my brain's sitting there thinking, he's going to say, yeah. He's going to say, yeah. And of course, we said, we heard it. Brandon was standing right. And he said, yeah.
Yeah, I just had that thought, once you had that,
yeah.
It's weird how that came to me.
Exactly. And that's my favorite part of any investigation is EVPs. I mean, I love it to death.
And I mean, that's a perfect example of like what we were talking about when we first started. We did that for the Inner Light Festival. It was an older hotel, not vintage by any means. It was like the old part of a Holiday Inn or something that was like closed down like 2 months ago. It was something that was like brand new, and we're like, okay, this is kind of different for us, and we did it, and it was just off the hook activity, crazy EVPs the whole time. But people were like, the room I was in, they were telling us how somebody died in that room, drug overdose. So it's
I remember that.
It was nuts.
Oh,
it's like a Yandy versus Laurel, maybe.
Yandy versus Peggy Gypsy said, amazing experiment. Caden, do you have YouTube channel? Yes, I do have a YouTube channel. I was going to run off of it. Look up Shane Blythe. Shane Blythe, Blythe. It's on YouTube. Hello, Holly. I was trying to get some of these guys real quick.
There's Brian Lipinski.
What's
up, Brian?
Some shout outs from the guys here. We're talking some good paranormal stuff. We're going to get into some scarefest stuff here in just a second. Another 60 years. Whoever gets to the other side
We
first.
love you, Shane. The Shane Fan Club is watching tonight.
Oh, I love you guys. That's my brother Chris, man. He takes real good care of me.
So I agree with Peggy, Gypsy.
Yeah.
You know, we are only allowed what God. We only know what God allows us to. You know,
Exactly.
I can try all day to do something, but you know, it's up to the Lord's will. You know, if it's not His will for me to know it, I'm not going to know it.
I agree. I feel that way, or it would be the very first people that ever went out and done this. They would have all the evidence, and then we wouldn't need everybody else to try to prove it.
Another thing too is sometimes it's too much for our minds to take. You know, I've always had that thought in the back of my mind. What if it's something maybe I don't want to know?
Right.
It's like you have to be careful.
I think
it's
it's the right time, the right place, the right. Let's go back to my belief. It's all on your belief, your faith, and all that. Because let's go back to a scripture. You can read something one day,
Yep.
whatever. You can read it again the next day or the following week, and it's like
different,
black and white, and
Different.
it's like that really hit home. And it's just the right time, the right moment where it's just like all those stars align for you.
Yeah.
Brian Cook's waiting on an investigation. I'm with Mike. I'm with all you guys, man. On that, it's something that I agree we won't know in this lifetime. I feel
Right,
but we'll know.
Yeah.
You know, and then you start talking about that, and then you start dimensions. How many dimensions are there?
Yeah, there's a big
You know,
debate on
and
that.
where do you cross
Theories.
over on those dimensions, and how do you unfold that dimension to make it mix with our dimension?
it's like you can't stop with it. It's the stars. It's like there's so many out there. It's like where do you begin? Where do you end with it? To me, it's the thrill of it.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
and
I
if you
said-
read your Bible, by the time we get there, we're not going to care.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By
that's
the
true.
time we get there, it's still. I mean, we're not going to have like all these cares that we think about.
Which is hard for me to. Which is
Que
hard.
pasa, amigo? Brian's
What's up?
watching.
It's hard for me to like imagine that because I'm always like trying to seek. You know, I like having a goal, trying to discover things,
Right.
accomplish things, and you know, it's hard for me to fathom not caring anymore. So maybe that's something I won't understand once I'm there. You know? It's like
Exactly.
this brain has to pass on.
But in the same sense, you do watch movies and stuff like that. When you cross over, do you actually lose all memory of everything?
Well, the Bible does say like all things become new. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New heaven,
Well, I
new
mean,
earth.
it's like your mom's your sister, your dad's your brother,
Yeah.
I don't
your
even-
wife's your sister.
Yeah.
I don't even think
Yeah.
it's like I don't even want to. And it goes back yet again. Let's go back again. It's to your faith, where it's like when you
Right.
have faith, tis what it is. You know,
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna cruise, and it's like I trust you. I'm gonna cruise. It's like it is what it is. It's not my job to figure it out. It's my job to just go where you're putting in my heart to follow.
Yeah.
You're putting in my heart to this. And when it comes to paranormal, I don't think we're not meant to know what it is. You know, but it's still fun seeking it out. Like I always said before, it's like I don't care how you built the roller.
Seconds, you'll see us there.
All right, wait. Somebody.
I got a question for you. Go ahead, Brian.
What's up?
Oh yeah.
It's that delay.
The other Brian
Brian Cook.
said K pasta, not Brian Cook. Brian Eaton. Did you let my dogs out? He was gonna let my dogs out and feed my puppies and stuff.
Sorry about that, guys. The Hyatt doesn't have very good connection on this. We're going through phones to do all this.
All right.
Hello, Julie. Hello, Katie.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
So, is anybody who's watching us coming to Scarefest tomorrow?
Everybody, all at once.
That's super delay. I like it.
You know, we got new TWC swag that this is the first time ever that it's going to be.
And then
maybe the only time.
And if you ever wanted any of our other shirts, we've got them all this weekend.
We got a lot of
We got a
stuff
lot
for
of
you.
stuff. So
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, if you can get down here, at least come to Scarefest, check out what's going on. Hello, Lisa Green. Come to the booth, see the guys, and if you can,
Somebody asked if we're into King Diamond. I don't care for the message myself, but I like the music.
what is
Where's it at?
The
It
King
was up
Diamond.
there.
What is
There it
that?
is, right there, Jason Thompson.
Yeah, Jason. Yeah, I mean, back in my day, I listened to Merciful Fate, and King Diamond and stuff. But,
Oh, this is a band?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
I care. I love the music. I don't care for the message for some of it. But
I'm a Queen Emerald kind of guy.
well, it's like that with a lot of music. Sometimes I don't like what they're talking about. I just like the sound.
yeah.
Princess Ruby.
There's Brian Cook's question.
All right, you guys are Christians. What do you guys think about godly people saying we shouldn't be messing with the dead?
I say that's
Well-
fine if that's their, if that's their belief system. I respect it.
Yeah, definitely.
But then again, I don't go around telling them what to do.
Right. Well, that's something that I've struggled with to this day. It's like, my goal is to just find out, what's unknown, I'm not necessarily out trying to talk to dead people. I'm trying to talk to whatever these things are, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, and if you read our bios, like if you go to TennesseeWraithChasers.com and you read Brandon and mine's bios, you'll know a little bit more about how we believe. We don't believe that when you die you hang around on planet Earth.
Yeah.
We don't believe in purgatory. Sometimes we'll address a spirit in a fashion that maybe we'll say their name that they had in life or something like that. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we believe that we're talking to them or their spirit. But we do get interaction that way. So we don't know really what the answer is. Maybe it's some form of them, like a part of their energy that's left behind. I don't believe it's their soul at all, because the Bible tells me when you die, you go to heaven or hell.
Right.
And that's what I believe. And I'm not saying if you don't believe that you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's what I believe. And, I'm still a Christian, and, we go to church. And whenever we go to church, a lot of the people we go to church with will come up to us and be like, hey, guys, where'd you investigate this weekend?
Yeah.
It's not like people condemn us at church for this. I think they understand how we believe. And, it's a little bit different. So you kind of got to dig a little deeper into what we think and what we believe before you can start judging.
Well, there was one time in Sunday school, this was in our church, we had a discussion on whether man was twofold or a threefold being. Apparently, there's a theory that maybe soul and spirit are two different things. Soul, spirit, and body. So does the spirit left behind on earth, the soul goes to its final home? That's just an idea, thought. So,
Yeah, Cliff. Hello, Cliff. I agree with you guys right there. Candace Adams says her husband got bit by a copperhead bite. A shout out to him.
Oh,
Sorry about your copperhead
yeah,
bite.
Candace, that's not good.
I guess it's Mr. Adams.
Shout out to the whole Adams family.
And Jason Thompson says he writes metal about the paranormal and black.
He wasn't walking around on Copperhead Road, was he?
Oh,
Somebody says, can we expect a Bell Witch opera house and cave hunt?
Opera House.
opera.
I know a Bell Witch. I know I'd love to go to the cave. I'm still rooting for the cave. Every time we do a Q&A, somebody asks us, what's your bucket list place? Mine's always the Bell Witch Cave. I've never been, not even for a tour. But one day I still got my fingers crossed.
I'm kind of wanting to go overseas. I just want to go Ireland. It's one of my top places. And,
Europe.
Yeah. And,
Not so much Asia or,
Europe.
not-
Some of the older countries, because if you think about it, though they were there a long time before we were.
Yeah.
But in the same sense, we did have,
Native
our Native Americans here but I guess we connect with them sometimes. Pretty rough awnings, but
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I am going to take some questions if I can find. It says, why would he give us the power to cast out demons if he didn't want us to use that gift anyway? I will still shut my face. Brian Cook. No, Brian, actually, I'll let the guys explain it, but in my belief, if he gives us the power to cast it out, then, hey, then we have the right to do what we're doing in investigations.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of like, my big thing is God gets the credit.
Yeah.
You know, man can't cast something out by himself. He has to have God's power to give him
his faith.
Yeah. And prayer, you know. That's just me, you know. But,
And you gotta know that you know that you know that
Yeah.
that's what you're doing. It's just like when you know that God's entered your heart.
yeah.
That's
That's it.
something that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt. I don't feel that God's given me the ability
Yeah.
to cast out demons. So I'm not going to go around telling people that I can.
Right.
I mean, if you, Brian Cook, think that you can, or I mean, you feel that you can, I mean, more power to you.
Yeah.
I'm just not that. I'm not that guy.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. But I do know one who can.
Oh, yeah.
I think he stands behind us when we try to do it. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Mike G, you're awful quiet over there.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking about that now because it's like I was reading that question. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, why would he give us that gift? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's like nowadays when you say your demons, it's like, is it like back in that time where your demon was a demon possessed person, or your demons now are?
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier on the way up here.
It's like your demons now could be somebody's could be drinking, somebody's could be drugs, somebody's could be whatever.
Lust.
So it's like, yes, it's like now terms like that terminology
Deadly
just,
sins?
yeah. Somebody's demon could be eating. It's like you don't know what it is, and it's like, so I don't know. It's like we're trying to find an answer to just something we can't fathom. I don't know. It's like that's difficult.
I think what it is, I'll be honest, my belief is if you think you can cast it out, which I feel like I can cast it away, not really cast it out or be gone, but out of my home. I think it's your energy and the strength that you draw from, the man upstairs. Because if he backs you, you can conquer anything.
Right.
Well, and I'd also like to say this. In all the years we've been doing this, we've never been in that situation.
Yeah.
So I can't really speak to it. I feel like Hollywood has really sensationalized the paranormal to be this big evil thing and demons and all this stuff. And I mean, I have no doubt that demons exist, but I've never come across one. And the whole time I've been doing this, I think a lot of people like the idea of it. They find it fascinating to come across somebody who's possessed or, a demon that you got to cast out. But honestly, I've never had that, so I can't speak to it. I can't tell you how to get rid of a demon or cast it out or do an exorcism because I've never encountered a demon that I know of. This is the real world. This isn't Hollywood. This isn't, every time you go into investigations, things start levitating and people start spitting up pea soup. And, this is like, we get a few knocks here and there sometimes. Every now and then we'll get some things that move. We'll see shadow figures every now and then, a full-bodied apparition, EVPs. That's the real world. I'm not saying if anybody tells you that they do experience any of these, higher activity things that they're lying. I'm just saying from my personal experience, I've never had it happen. So I can't really speak to, I can't give you an opinion on it.
I like that. That's a good answer right there. What location frightened you the most? Haven't you been in it? I mean, geez, come to the shows, Margaret. I'm just playing, honey. So you all have a scary place you all do not like or frightened you the most?
Craig Font, Castellan Springs, Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, that place had a really uneasy feel. I mean, even Chris can tell you we're both not real big, as far as feeling paranormal stuff, but it has a very uneasy feeling. And I don't know if it's because we've heard about it all our lives and the stories. And
right.
And it's my psychology affecting the way I feel when I walk in there, but there is kind of a weird heaviness, I guess.
Let me ask you a question. I've always thought this. What if you go on your guys' investigations, right? And they don't tell you the history.
It's perfect. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? They tell you to go in there and hunt, find what you find. Then we're going to send somebody to do the history, and then we're going to meet together and do that. Because what I'm thinking is when you go into these places and they tell you, okay, this happened here, in the back of your mind,
Yeah.
you're
meditating.
Exactly. There you thank you,
Well, we do
Chris.
that. I mean, outside of the show, that'll happen. For the show, it's like you learn the history part of it. You know, you want to read up on the place, but it's like outside of that, when we hit a place we don't know, and it happens not all the time, but when it does happen, it's great because it's like, hey, this is our first time here, and I don't want to know. We've done that with Nickerson's Sneed House.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then you get some activity, and you might get some names, and all of a sudden you find out the next day or maybe days later, and you're like, oh my God, that just matched up with what we got that night. And it's like things like that to me are really cool because it makes it a little bit more solid. It's like if you already have something, you know.
Well, it's kind of similar to the way Dead Files goes about it. You know, the popular show on Travel Channel,
Right.
Dead Files. You know, with Amy and the way she goes in there and feels things, and then you got the other guy who, you know, he's a detective and he gets the facts, and then they kind of come together and, you know, see how they can corroborate that type of stuff. I think that's cool.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's not always convenient, but you know, when it comes to if you want to come to a place and be completely clear and, you know, biased, then that's a good way to go about it.
Right. I mean, I like that.
Not biased.
That's what I was just thinking. But it's like having two different personalities there, you know.
Right.
And when they still correlate with each other and agree, and they're two different personalities, to me, that's pretty amazing.
Right.
It's like
I just always thought that. Don't tell me what's going on. We'll get together afterwards. We'll walk through. We'll bring the history with us, and then you tell me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you walk in there and you got an EVP, it says Bob, and then you walk in there with history. Yeah, there was a Bob that died in here, and then there's a woman that says, yeah, Bob, our uncle died. Then I was like, oh wow, I think that would be more.
I mean, that's like similar to another question that we get all the time about favorite piece of equipment. Nothing wrong with apps, but when you're using Spiritus, you're using any of those Echo Box and stuff, and we use them a lot. We use them a lot on the show, and there's been stuff that's been on point. But it's another thing like that where it's like when you ask a question, you already kind of know the answer you want to hear, and it's devices like that. You think it's saying what you want to hear. You listening to me?
Yeah.
Our host.
Look, I'm not even on there, man. You're not supposed to look at me.
He's got a sandwich over there. And we're over here talking about. But it's like, you know, you're no, I'm kidding. You can scroll, baby. Scroll.
No, go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is like, scroll, baby, scroll. But I already said it.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm sorry, man.
You've hurt his feelings, okay?
It's okay.
Katie Telecki. I'm sorry if I ruined that last name. Say hello, Chris.
She just said Chris.
What's up?
Chris, do you believe in it or what? See, I'm going to go back, Jamie, and read some more. Can you read the rest of that, Mike? Was it psychics believe it comes from God? Oh, do you believe that God gives the powers to the psychics and mediums and stuff like that?
That's individual beliefs. I believe some people might have some sort of gift.
There's no doubt that some people do have those
Yeah.
gifts. I know. I'm gonna not say.
He's going to plead the fifth on that.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or cause a riot. You know, it's
It gets
Next-
on a belief faith thing.
next question.
I think people are more open. They're more open and susceptible. Did I say that right?
Sure.
To things that go on around them that we can't see, because of, you know, your body is different from my body. Everybody's body's different from everybody's body. You know, we might walk into a place and you guys start chilling up, and I'm sitting there. What's wrong?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I might walk into a place and be the opposite. I think it's more of, I don't know. I think it's just the way you bring your body into feeling. we'll talk about Shay Smith. I mean, honestly, I think she's one hell of a psychic. I mean, she has nailed a lot of things that I've heard, and I've heard her do some readings. I mean, to be honest with you, but
In my experience, I will tell you this, and I can just say this because it's the truth. I've had, I think, 3 readings in my life, and they were all just so general that I didn't feel like I got much out of it.
right,
I'm definitely not going to tell you who read me, but I mean, it was all, and it wasn't a bad experience. And I'm not saying it was all a bunch of baloney what they were telling me, but it was just so general, and something that would have been very easy. I feel like for them to come up with this information. It wasn't anything that just really shook me to the core. Where I'm
Right.
like, wow, how did they know that? Kind of thing. I have no doubt though that there are people that have these gifts. I haven't met one yet that
can do it.
that for me has proven to me beyond a shadow of a doubt that that's just me. Though.
Yeah, I mean it's tough. That's not a black and white answer. I don't think. I mean, because it's like my belief. I think some people do have a gift. Whether it's the gift is openness. I'm not saying read the future like it's a crystal ball and
Right.
This is going to happen to you on September 30th. Whatever. It's
Right.
like I don't know about all that. We don't know, but it's like I believe some people do have a gift, and I also believe some people think they have a gift, and
Or-
I think other people pretend they have a gift.
Yeah, some
Right.
people capitalize on the fact that they can use it to their benefit, type of thing,
Right.
and use those general answers and make a living out of it.
So my opinion, there's 3. Some people have it, some people think they have it, and some people pretend they have it.
Yeah.
So that's me.
Which the third one's pitiful, It's just, say.
But I've had
That's
a
me.
handful of readings
I'm
myself over time, and in my readings, I never had anything like Chris said that hit home where it's like
Well, see, that's the
nobody
thing.
would know that. But I've had stuff that's across the board where it's like this one said it, that one said it, that one said it. Then I had some stuff that was like total opposite. So I don't know.
Well, and it just reminded me of something like talking about people who know they don't have it and they take advantage. It's like it really hinders the field when you have people that make up evidence. It's like I'm trying to find the truth, and these people who make stuff up. It's making it harder for me because it destroys my trust.
Right.
And because I want to trust people, but I don't know.
Well, see, that's the thing. When you go to a psychic, you want them to bring something that you've held inside you forever
Right.
and not told maybe one person in your life, and it may have been mom or dad or something, or brother or sister. But you want them to come to you and bring that out.
Well, if they're coming to a psychic that they believe is a psychic, they're coming with something they kind of have in their mind what they want to hear.
Yeah.
They kind of have an answer, something resolved maybe, and if that's not, if somebody's exploiting that, or, I mean,
Right.
Well,
that's
here's
not
what I always get is like, they're like, oh, you need to stop hiding that. It's like, who in this room is not hiding something?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's, or you need to let go of this. Who's not holding on to something?
Yeah.
It's
That's
like, I
where
can
it
do
starts
that all
to mind.
day.
It's
you know,
like,
I can-
I can get that out of a fortune cookie, bro.
Yeah.
Good things are going to happen. Flip it over and get my lucky numbers. Do you believe, or what is your beliefs on how some people get stuck?
We just
I
done
was
that
gonna say
one.
Okay.
All right. Beverly said something about, I think all your shows are awesome work and miss watching you guys.
Thanks, Beverly.
Thank you.
Some type of spirits on the earth. I'm reading this from a very long distance.
So you see, I believe
I can
the
fly.
children are the future. Teach them well, let them lead the way. There are some type of spirits on earth. Some are stuck due to circumstances of their death, and others for a reason. Keep up your great work. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Beverly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris, from Misty Pearl.
Ever been to Hartford City? No. Monroe House? Have you been to Monroe House? No,
No.
I've not.
Craig Font felt the energy.
It's
Don't
pretty
doubt it.
heavy there.
Oh, hello, Melissa.
Hey, what's up?
Hola.
Thank you, Misty. You give me a good ego boost. I appreciate that. Turn the last few minutes over to you guys. I done got everything out of them. Well, we kicked off Scarefest, went psychics and everything else.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
look,
right.
look at the
Please try and
difference.
put that-
Look at the difference. Look Look at the difference in color here between the leg and the arm. That's, that's like a very pasty leg right there, bro. I gotta wear shorts more often.
Did you eat some North Carolina barbecue when you was here? No, I didn't get to. We had
didn't know
some
anything.
good.
We got here, we set up, we checked into the hotel, and we came here talking to you.
Yeah, we barely got. I mean, Brandon hasn't even checked in yet. We're still waiting on to check him in. We went in, we put our bags down, and we head right over here.
Oh wow!
Yep. So go back to this. Who's going to be here this weekend?
Yes.
Tell us.
Who's coming to Scarefest, guys? We need you down here. Come ghost up with the guys. Boost up this Scarefest. What we got?
Come on.
Are you planning on coming back to Kansas? Yes. When are we going to Kansas, Mike?
Wichita is standby.
Is it in the spring?
It's next year for Shizzle. Let me see.
While you're on that, we'll see. Julio says, "How long does it take to film an episode of Haunted Tales?"
1 week.
1 week for each episode. Wichita, Kansas, April 18th of 2020.
April 18th. See you in Wichita.
USS.
Not me.
What?
It's our favorite thing to say.
Let's see. It is a cool show. Thank you, son. Renee got a paragraph there. Go ahead.
Oh,
Mike.
Jamie, yes, we will see you Saturday, girl. Theo's here for you. He wants a hug.
Theodore.
I didn't believe it was, but my daughter saw my mother's killer in the vision 6 months before me. Oh, wow. That's called a premonition.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Should have worn my glasses.
Yeah, I did. I should have too, but
Yeah, that's.
you been to the Staley House? Hell's Gate and Spartanburg.
South Carolina, no.
Wow.
That ought to be a good one.
Don't like the name of it.
When does the next season of Haunted Towns start? I don't think they tell you guys until like a couple months before.
They
do
call
they?
us and they say, "Hey, pack your bags. We're leaving tomorrow."
Are you serious?
Oh, it's like it's a
Last minute.
a
Usually
handful
like
of
next week or like within a couple of weeks. Guys, you ready to get it back out on the road? Well, we're gonna start in 2 weeks.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a quickie,
Uh,
but it's good.
Seattle. They just done. Well, they were in Seattle. They got some good. Now, speaking of that, that's like the disembodied voices you all got there. Remember when you was in the house, the bordello? I forgot what it was, but the woman, Mike was actually laying in the bed after you got the disembodied voice.
Oh yeah. That was in Washington.
That
Wasn't it?
was
That was in Port Townsend,
yes.
where they shanghaied all those things.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah, we were in the bordello. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, the disembodied voices when we were just in the I don't want to say lobby, but up the stairs in the rooms. Were around us.
I think that's
That
the
was
fastest I ever seen Mike come up out of the bed.
Well, what got me was when Porter and I were in that, forget the name of the building, but when we first walked in, it felt like something fell in under my shirt and my vest.
Yes.
I almost felt like someone tickled my back or something. It was weird.
I remember that.
And I
And
hardly
then you
ever
always
get
kept
touched.
looking up. You kept looking up when you was downstairs. You feel something when you was doing that?
No,
Like something was looking at you?
honestly, I don't remember that part as much, but
Or
the
maybe
tickle-
that's when you all first went to investigate.
Oh yeah. It did have a one. I think me and Porter went in when we were doing the walkthrough, daytime walkthrough, and it just felt kind of weird, kind of like
Alice. Is that her name, Alice?
Was it Alice?
Bobby?
It might have been.
Well, here's the thing you got to remember: we've been to so many places.
Yeah,
They all kind of start running
Yeah.
together after a while. But that sounds right. I think Alice, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
What did Jasmine say there?
Somebody said Buffalo. We'll be in Buffalo December the 8th.
No, right here, the next one down.
Thank you for showing us who you believe in and still believe in a God investigates the paranormal. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Amen.
Jasmine, thank you.
All day, every
South
day.
Africa.
Oh, South Africa.
Wow.
Wow. Hello, Jasmine from South Africa.
I like the way you guys talk.
Yes.
Illinois. Is there anything in Illinois coming up? I don't know about Illinois. Maybe
Illinois.
someplace close.
I know Missouri.
Ashmore?
There's a couple in Missouri coming up. Ashmore. Yeah, that's Illinois, isn't it?
Yes.
I think the White House has been investigated once,
Yeah,
but
you
it was
always talk
limited.
about it.
Limited. It was limited.
They didn't
room.
let me in there long.
Yeah, you had that idea, investigating the.
It would never
Gettysburg?
be the same thing. We would love to be back. We come to the battlefield bash.
It's a possibility we're going to Gettysburg next year.
Yeah,
I think
that
we're
might
working
happen.
on
See you
something.
soon, Shasta. Thank you. So you all are going to go back to
Possibly
It's
to
a
the
possibility.
rematch.
Yeah, it's a possibility for sure.
Hey, Janet, what's up, girl?
Renee.
her name was Alice. That's where it is. Bobby said that her name was Alice.
Okay.
Anaheim?
Alice.
Athenaeum.
Athenaeum.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah, the
place.
Athenaeum.
Oh, Athenaeum.
We did that on Haunted Live.
Well, I would
Yeah.
love to go back to that.
Yeah.
Athenaeum. It was such a task trying to figure out how to say it. All
Oh!
our producers were telling us something different, and then other people would tell, no, it's this, and then we're like, well, how do we say it?
Backstage Baxter in the house.
Oh, what's up, girl?
What's up?
Oh my God, Shisha's gonna kill us with the
Yes.
Columbia, Tennessee. Buy you 2 more pizzas.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what? We
Please.
talked about this not too long ago. The people that we made a comment a couple times when we were doing the Facebook Lives prior to Haunted Live,
Yeah.
the show, like the day before, and we kept saying like, you deliver pizza, I'll give you this shirt and stuff, and people started delivering pizzas. And how many times we've never gotten the pizzas till afterwards because the crew ate them. I think there was one time they were like, "Oh, the pizza's here," after we all ate. But other than that, they're like, "Oh yeah, somebody delivered a pizza. The crew ate it," and we're like, "What?" But actually, one place, a girl did come and she's like, "I delivered a pizza and I did give her the sweatshirt that I was wearing." So
True story.
I delivered. I fulfilled my end of the bargain,
Thank
even
you.
though I didn't eat a slice.
Thanks,
So-
Jason Thompson. I appreciate it, my brother. It's not me, it's the guys you see in front of you. That's who makes the show.
Shane's
Maybe they're
awesome,
talking
too.
about this show.
No?
Talking about this show.
Ah,
The
Shane makes it
Paranormal
awesome too.
Highway.
Well, I mean, I just broadcast. These smiling faces over here take care of me as they go along.
Are you guys sharing this right now to your pages?
Do
You
it!
should do it right now.
I just want to give props to Shane too.
Well,
He's
thank you,
an
brother.
Awesome
I appreciate it.
interviewer. Man.
Yes, Peggy, we
Definitely.
love
This guy is amazing.
pizza.
These guys don't really understand what goes behind the scenes. I get drilled by Mike. Do this, do that. You got to do this. Chris is over here. He's all calm, cool, collected. Hey, man, I'll do it. Go ahead. Me and Brandon, we just sit off to the side. We just go at it. Man, what about this? What about that?
Wait.
Yeah.
Till you see what's coming up in 2020 with all of this in Paranormal Highways. I don't even know if Chad talked to you yet.
Yeah.
Yeah?
He has.
There's some cool stuff coming. So you guys please
Remember these words, guys, and you can only hear it here. And I will not say it anymore. Powered by Paranormal Highways. Thank you with some karaoke, guys.
To all the girls I love before.
There's your singing voice right there.
Baby got back.
Some of that Shane voice.
There you go, right there. Oh my God, we finally got caught back up here.
Oh no, we haven't done an investigation at
Chickamauga?
Yeah, no. We go by there all the time. We go to Chattanooga, but we checked the.
Oh, Shay! Go ahead.
Hello, Shay. We've been
what's
talking
up?
about you all night. No, we checked in on the battlefield there, and just like any state park or something, they would not let us stay in after dark. So we're allowed to investigate all we want during the day, but again, it's a state park, national park, so people all over. So it's
So
like
you got
everyone
to sneak
lets
in after they leave.
They want to let us.
I kid.
And Margaret, you guys rock. Big fan.
Janet wants to know where Hank and Julio is tonight.
I
Come by the Holiday Inn. They were serving up pleasures.
tell you
Sweet
what.
lotions and creams.
I
What
love
up,
it.
Dylan?
Lotions and cream.
Let's do it.
Hank and Julio, right here for you guys.
Hold on, wait. We got to do it right if we're going to do it. And a mustache.
See.
Mustache, you a question?
I'm going to make it a little thinner because if not, this is very Hitler-like. Oh no, this one is.
Crystal.
I messed up.
Crystal Jameson, you guys are awesome. Love the show. Lisa Baxter said, "Love you guys."
We love you. Hold on, mine
Renee
messed up.
Hawkins
itches.
wore my TWC shirt yesterday.
Oh, here we go. Is this Hitler? Oh, I gotta do it like this, like a Chinese guy.
Okay.
We need
Hello
black
from
guy.
London, the UK.
Stop, get off
Hey,
me.
what's up, Laura?
Lisa.
I tell you one thing. This mustache is very sticky.
It itches. Harriet and Juanita. Well, they took away that stupid filter, and we can't do it no more.
Yeah, that's our filter.
Damn Snapchat! You take away our favorite filters.
Oh, yeah,
Pull the
no.
Snapchat.
She talking about the old lady filter?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that filter.
Yeah. Took it away from us.
Old lady filter.
Where
Oh,
we
my-
gonna park?
I don't know. They got construction everywhere.
It's all over the place.
Maybe
Hello,
I should
Melissa
just-
Langston. Thank you. Look, I'm gonna peek me in here. I got my tight shirt on. All right, guys. These guys have got some festivities to do. We are gots to get them out of here. They are on a time schedule, even though they're here.
I think this is the first time we ever got kicked off a podcast.
Yeah, come on. What the heck?
Oh, never mind then. I just thought you guys were busy.
All right.
All right, never
Where's the
mind.
big cane?
Hey,
No, but anyway, no.
it was an hour show, but there we go. We're gonna run a little over tonight.
I kid now. I think it's dinner time anyway. But yeah, who's coming to Scarefest? If not, I think there's still
Do it.
tickets available.
Yes.
There's still tickets for the Ghost Hunt on Saturday night with us and the Ghost Bros at a place we've never been. I don't think they've ever been either. So this is what we were talking about earlier. It's
It's
gonna
about
be
30
new.
minutes from here.
Is it a surprise location?
It's some kind of
No, I think
No,
they
it's a
released
winery.
it. Yeah, we've never been there though, but it's gonna be cool. So there's still tickets for that. You can go hunt with all of us, hang out with all of us this weekend.
Yeah.
So,
Do it.
No, I think
Right
guys, it's always awesome hanging around them. They're fun.
bring
Plus, we
pizza.
got the Ghost Bros as
The
well.
Ghost Brothers
Yeah.
are fun.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't sneak up here yet. Now I was kind of hoping they would, so they can crash the party. And,
They got better things to do, bro.
but we're always here with our brothers from another mothers.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's always off.
Boom.
Oh, yo,
All right, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Thanks, guys.
Guys,
Thank
give
you,
some love and
guys.
support to our good friend Shane. He's always been a very good friend to us, and we wish him the best of success with his podcast.
This guy is awesome.
Doing a great job.
Thanks, man. I
If
appreciate
you're
it.
in the area tomorrow, please come visit us at the Lexington Convention Center. Scarefest. This is Scarefest number 12. We got a lot of heavy hitters tomorrow. We got Bruce Campbell. We got Dee
Yeah.
Snyder.
Yes.
Yeah, decent.
I mean, there's a lot of people. You guys you need to go check out the website. See who else here.
Steven Tango.
Do you know that
No,
Billy,
Steve.
Billy Sims in the house? Dee Snyder's gonna be here tomorrow, bro. I'm fangirling. I'm fangirling. If you were here, you would fangirl with me, right? Don't leave me hanging on this.
Oh yeah, we got the Booths right beside us.
Yeah.
Christopher St. Booth and his wife. I mean, those guys are. I mean, that
Mick
should be
Foley.
enough to come as well.
Nick Foley, if you're
Mick
into wrestling.
Foley.
Oh yeah, I forgot Mick Foley's here.
Yeah.
Mankind.
Yeah, I used to be an independent wrestler myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, I
Did you
did. I
wrestle with
based. No, I never wrestled with him, but I based some of my stuff on what he does.
Really?
I was a kamikaze.
Yes.
Were you a luchador?
I was not a luchador. No luchador. I'm sorry.
All right, kids. Thanks so much.
All right, love you guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got tongue tied again. I'm over here. I'm over here. Oh no, I don't even think I was on there. Hey, look, I'm in the corner. Hey! All right.
Everybody do parade wave goodbye.
Put it away. We love you guys. We shall see you all later.